Namaste. I would like to welcome you all to our sixth webinar on mindfulness to meditation led by Ms. Neha Racca. Ms. Neha Racca has been an ardent student of yoga since her childhood. Pursuing her passion, she has completed her MSc in yoga and is also an ERYT 500 hours lead teacher from Yoga Alliance. She brings with her nearly 2 decades of experience as a committed teacher. She has traveled and taught widely in US, Bahrain, Nepal, Maldives, Vietnam and Mauritius. We are happy to have her today. Over to Miss Neha now.
We are going to be understanding about mindfulness and meditation. Now, it's not just a concept which is very new to us, or if we have not done it before, or we have not learned it through some text. It is something which we all have been living with. When we talk about this, we have to just understand that how easily and effortlessly we are actually doing it. But when it comes to do as a task, I think we just get into the confusion and doubts, and making it even better puts a little bit pressure on us. Sometimes that's the reason we are not able to meditate. But let's understand how we can actually create that easy and effortlessness into it. So today's time, when we all are having so many things around us, especially this pandemic which is going on, and we've been facing a lot of different changes which are coming to us. And not necessarily all of us are able to take all of them with ease. So when we talk about mindfulness, and especially I have written to meditation rather than mindfulness meditation. So it's because mindfulness is a thread, is a tool to get into meditation. Meditation is something which happens. So as the definition says, most of us are aware of it. In Tatra Pratya Ekatanata Dhyanam. So it's like allowing the thoughts to be in one single uninterrupted flow, as said by Patanjali. So the object and the subject, when we have a continuous flow of thoughts, only about that object, and nothing else disturbs or distracts us. That flow, that beautiful flow of thought, is what we take into the definition of dhyana. So moving ahead, I will not take too much depth into the definitions and things. I'll try to get the practical tool which we will be using in the practice. Here, meditation in simple layman's language is a mental balance. A balance which happens in the mind when the mind is in balance. Now, when we talk about mind, we are here very simply qualifying it into two aspects. The first aspect is mindfulness, and the second is concentration. Now, when we have to attain meditation, we have to focus our mind into an object. So there is one particular object we are focusing. So that comes concentration, which we are using as one quality. Now, the another quality of the mind is that little awareness which we have while we are focusing. So that awareness that we are focusing, that awareness that we are not able to concentrate, that awareness that the mind goes into something else, that all awareness is what is the mindfulness, which is very important to learn. Because if you have focus, but you don't have the awareness towards the focus, so you will not be able to attain it, because the concentration may be into something which is not very useful, or you may get distracted and your concentration, instead of the proper object, goes into some distractive thought which has hit your mind at that time. So the mindfulness is that gentle awareness which brings your concentration back to the object. We'll just go a little bit more in detail in further slides. So when they both work together as a team, only then the mind gets that balance. And once the mind is in balance, then meditation is something which will happen. It will definitely happen as we practice. Now, Now we are very familiar with the concept of dharana or concentration. So, desabandha chittasya dharana. Dharana is the ability of focusing your mind or the chitta in one object, as we all know. Now, as I was talking earlier, the focus can be on one whole concept of the object which is free from any kind of greed, hatred, delusion. Example, you can also have a concentration over some person that you have to you want to be with, or you can have the focus or something back from that wrong or right focus. That's the mindfulness. A very beautiful example here is of the broader sunlight which is coming to us. Now the concentration acts like the lens. When the sunlight falls on this lens, the concentration will put the lens will put the light into one particular dot, an object down. But what exactly is that entity which chooses this object and then it looks through that concentration to see what's happening there? Because we will always have to keep a check that what's happening, not do any interference with it, but at least observe and notice it, so that we don't get misguided, misdirected, and we don't lose our track. So this lens is what the concentration plays a role, which is very important. Plus, it is also very important to choose the right spot where that focus needs to be there. And that task is done by the mindfulness, by the conscious awareness. And then we can actually put this all light into that one particular spot, and we can enhance the energy of the light. So mindfulness is basically a constant reminding, when the meditator is gently focusing on one object. For here, let's take the symbol Om. So if we are focusing on Om, to maintain the awareness of whatever is happening around is what is very important here. Because if you're aware of it, only then you can gently bring your awareness back towards the object. Sometimes, instead of Om, we may get some other vision in the mind, or the mind may have some other thought coming in. So that entity of the mind which brings this consciousness back to the focus point is mindfulness. So in the state of mindfulness, you will see yourself as you are, exactly the way you are. And that's why we call it like even the self-analysis way. So even if your target is not right now to achieve enlightenment or go to samadhi, but in today's scenario, we all are looking for understanding the scenario outside us. But the first step to it is to see the scenario and reality within us, and which is beautifully done by the practice of mindfulness. So the persistence and patience are the secrets to gently pull oneself back to the state of awareness. We may get distracted, we may get disturbed, but then if we keep doing it repeatedly, we will one day be completely in tune with that state. And that is how mindfulness will slowly lead us, of course, with the support of dharana, into the dhyana. So now there are the couple of good points you can see, as in how concentration and mindfulness, they both work hand in hand. So when you say one-pointedness is concentration, on the other hand, you're observing everything that's happening around. So even though your focus is on one object, there are a lot of things happening around in your mind, in your body, in the surrounding, which is what the mindfulness does. Now, concentration can be achieved by force. You can keep forcing yourself and pushing yourself, and that's the best way to actually reach there, so that you are focused. But for mindfulness, You can't force it and it will happen. It is something which has to be done with a little bit of energy, yes, because it's not like we are not doing anything. We are doing, but it's like a gentle effort. That's why it is termed as effortless effort. Slowly, the effort itself becomes a pattern and a habit. So we don't even feel that we are doing anything. It just happens. Now, it provides a lot of power to concentrate. It actually enriches us with lots of willpower, because when you actually focus to a particular object, you get a lot of willpower which is enhanced. During mindfulness, when you keep activating this side of your mind and you keep being mindful about everything, is there some... Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Can I continue, guys?
please. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so when we actually get this mindfulness in a very routine form, not only while we are sitting in meditation, but in general while we are eating, while we are walking, just being aware of everything around us, everything within us, it brings a lot of wisdom to us. So it's a practice which can enhance your wisdom. And together with wiseness and a strong willpower, I think the combination of that can make you achieve a lot of positive and productive things in life, including meditation, of course. Now, this needs a specific condition. Like, for in the beginning, you will need a proper ambience, a proper focused place, a place which you will be open and ventilated, and which is not having any kind of distractions and sounds and things like that, because only then you will be able to pull this monkey mind and get into that focus. But for mindfulness, you can actually have it in between any kind of a chaos. You're standing in between a field, or in a road, on a road while driving, or you're there in a football field watching a match. There's so much sound, noise, people, things happening. Or you're at your home and there's so many things around you. You can still actually be in that pure awareness of what's happening around you and still be in that state of peace within. When we talk about concentration, it's very exclusive because it's only on the object. It kind of let goes of all the other things. So you have only one exclusive object to focus on. But mindfulness is inclusive of everything, because here you're including whatever is happening and you're just observing it beautifully. You're just letting to see the good, the bad, the right, the wrong. It's all like a screen, a movie screen going on in front of you. You're observing it, you're noticing it, but you're not reacting or responding to it. Now, the willpower is the essence here. And here we need a lot of patience. This is something which will need a lot of letting go, that it's okay. I accept what's there. So in mindfulness, there's a lot of practice of acceptance which is also done. And that's a very beautiful practice to start with, because these days we have a lot of resistance, resentment about so many things. So practice of mindfulness will also enhance these qualities in us. Now, this concentration is also sometimes blocked by emotions, but mindfulness is independent, as we have already discussed, that it's independent of the emotions. I may feel something inside, but it's just that I'm observing that feeling. I'm not going to react and get into that thought process of that feeling. But in concentration, you may choose the wrong object of focus, and you can be blocked by the emotion of ego, of greed, of need, or anything. And still you can say that I'm concentrating, I'm focused, but it may lead to misery, pain, or temporary happiness and temporary satisfaction, but not long term. So these both, when they have together accompanying like a beautiful relationship and a teamwork, only then the path, the journey towards peace, bliss, happiness is achieved. You can take this journey towards dhyan and even evolve better, or you can also take it in the routine life and get your daily routine tasks done in a better way. So there are few of these benefits which we can see by practicing the mindfulness and meditation here, because the brain functioning and the cognition improves here. Increase in awareness, as we already know that we are going to be working on it regular basis every day. First, we'll practice it in the few minutes of the meditation practice, what we'll do now, and then gradually with time, it will become a process throughout the day. So we can do it anytime in the inner self of us, that internally we are aware, we are mindful, and externally we may be in a action oriented situation. So improves immune functions, experience of being calm, internally still, especially in today's time, a lot of anxiety, fear of the unknown. What will happen after things are, like the lockdown goes? That's the one question everybody has in the mind, that what will happen next? But that's another fear or anxiety about the future. So I think being mindful about the situation today and accepting what's about to come in a healthier way is what we all have to practice and should practice actually. So now here, these are a few little things which we have to consider for some of us who have not actually experienced meditation before and would like to start, especially to them, because those who are already doing, they are very familiar with these points. But it's very important for all of us to have the right motivation and intention. I really basically like this. That's why it's the first point, because you can create a beautiful time and duration, the other points like the right place to meditate, right posture. But if you don't have enough motivation, then the consistency will not happen. So for the consistency and for you to go regularly for it, there has to be some kind of motivation, and which is nice. As they very beautifully say, that if a guy has to train a monkey, he every day has to give one banana to the monkey to train it. Gradually, the monkey gets habitual of it, and one day, if the banana is not given, still the monkey really listens to the guy. So I think we're just trying to do that with the mind. We give a little bit of, candy to it, a motivation to it in the form of a candy or a banana. And then what we do is gradually we like it, we get into the pattern and habit of it, and then we don't need any motivation. The practice itself becomes a motivation. The intention is really nice because in the beginning, when you are very beginner level and intermediate level meditation, just started few days, weeks, or months before, in that you need a little intention that I want to meditate for enhancing the love inside me or gratitude, some positive intention towards your practice. It really helps because end of the practice, we can always see that we enhance that positive quality in within us. And sometimes we are having some negative feelings or thoughts, and we are entangled into it. So at that time, putting this positive intention into your practice may help you to get rid of this negative thought or negative emotion which you're going through. So the right motivation and intention, the right attitude and attention. So attitude towards the practice at the right time and the duration. So you have to fix the time in the beginning. Try not to switch it a lot, that morning or afternoon, that evening, and one day in this. No. Try to fix it for at least few weeks, and then you will see that the body and the mind is tuned into the process. So the right spot here is just simple, open space where you can really feel comfortable, less of sound and disturbance and distractions for you, so that you can actually learn to focus. Because otherwise, the one distraction of outside, you will be out. Inside, we definitely have thousands of them, so we would work on them. But at least what we can do from the outer surroundings, it's better to work with that. Posture, definitely, even now today, I would always prefer that you sit on the on the floor, like I mean, not on the chairs, but in Sukhasan, Padmasan, the half lotus, Ardha Padmasan, some simple posture of sitting on the floor, which really helps you because there's a lot of benefits of sitting on the floor in a particular yogic posture. But in case if you have some physical, problem, you can of course sit on the chair and do it also. Now the right routine and stick to it. Stick to is nothing but basically to keep the practice consistent. that you have to do it every day. 15 to 20 minutes, but you have to. It's like a routine practice of brushing your teeth, taking a shower, when we don't think about taking out time for it. And for this, it's something which we should all start doing. Now, mindfulness to meditation, and here I have just taken the acronym START. So here, this is just a simple way for my students to just remember the steps and try to understand it easily and feel more motivated for it. That S stands for settle down. So the first step is very simple. You just settle down and you start. So we are going to start the practice. We're going to be doing it in practice also, so I'll not go too much in detail now because I'll make you experience this start. The T here stands for take conscious breath. So we are going to consciously focus on the breath. So in today's practice, I'm going to use the object of focus as our breath. We are going to be working on the breath, and consciously we will first take deeper breaths, and then after a point of time, we will let the breath go on its own effortlessly. That is the step of awareness. A stands for awareness of the breath. Now we are going to be aware or mindful. Now this is the mindfulness part here, that we are going to be mindful of not only the breath, but the reflection of the sensation, emotion, and thought. So what is that? Now here, when we are meditating or we are actually here concentrating on the object, we are also getting some kind of sensations in the physical body. Sometimes you may feel the leg is hurting, the back is hurting, there's some tickling, there's some numbness. So the mind will go there. And that's how the mindfulness comes into the picture. We will pull that little, awareness and bring it back to the breath. It's a process, non-stop, ongoing process. So it's beautifully taking you something else, and don't resist. Let it happen. It's okay to let the thoughts come. It's okay. The emotions are also coming. You may feel some kind of desire. You may feel some kind of sleepiness. You may feel restless. These are all the emotions which are coming from inside. Because a person who has something stored inside from long, this is the time when that all will start coming out. So just observe. You're just reflecting on them. You just reflect and we watch and we bring the awareness back to the breath. And the thoughts also, there may be plenty of thoughts coming in the mind. So again, bringing it back. The key here is the transition from reflective awareness. So basically the transition here is into a positive. So today's entire practice, for example, will be on kind of gratitude. It's about being thankful, being happy about what we have. So this is the reflective awareness. So we are taking the transition to acceptance and changing that little diversion and the distraction of the mind into a positive affirmation. So we'll just keep that little seed of gratitude in the subconscious mind. And then we will just enhance it, not only during the practice, but once we get out of the practice, also then we are going to be getting these positive feelings and thoughts coming throughout the day. So this is just a beautiful quotation that each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters the most. So it's just basically staying in this present moment. So it's all about the combination of the concentration dharana and the mindfulness, the awareness, the conscious awareness, how together as a beautiful teamwork, they help us learn the process of meditation and slowly take us into that. So it's like a beautiful transition, which we are not doing because meditation can't be done. It just happens. During a practice, you would just one day say that, oh wow, today I was like for a moment thoughtless, or for a moment I was not even aware of that I am meditating, because that's what is meditation. When the object, the subject, and the process of it all slowly start, dissolving, and we gradually reach to samadhi. So here with this, I would start with the 20 minutes meditation practice. All of you to see that the outer disturbance and distraction, as we already discussed and learned about it. So try that your mobile phones or things or people around you, you may just request them that, for a few minutes, don't walk around and kind of disturb and distract me. So just that little, and choose a posture which you can actually sit comfortably to practice. I would definitely prefer if you can sit on the floor, like on a mat, something which you can sit on cross leg. But in case if you find chairs are comfortable, no problem. I just want you to keep your back stretched and then, gently drop the shoulder. So we want a straight spine, but not kind of stretched. You stretch it first and then you drop your shoulder and then relax your shoulder. So just giving like 2 minutes for everyone to settle in. Let's begin. Sit straight with your back erect. Close your eyes gently. Just relax yourself completely. If you have a too bright light in the room, you can also switch that light off. You would not need that. So just create that, ambience for it. It's important sometimes because it really helps you to get into the mood, get into the sense and that intention of it. And try to just relax as much as possible. Now just see that your eyelids are gently closed. Okay. So gently close your eyelids, face relaxed, shoulders are dropped, arms are relaxed, elbows slightly bent. You can adopt for chin mudra, that is the first finger touching your thumb, and place it on your knees. Those who are sitting on the chair, no problem, you can do it there as well. Comfortable sitting posture and making a strong intention from inside with a determination of not moving for the next 20 minutes. So it's just 15 to 20 minutes. You're going to tell your mind that you're very strong and don't move. You're going to be saying that we stick to our resolution this time. And the beautiful intention of gratitude, which will be the intention for today's practice. Keeping that in our heart. Let's begin. Be aware of every sound around you. Just try to get that little bit of awareness of the sounds you can hear. Try to take your awareness one by one and then shift to the next, shift to the next. So gently moving from one to the other and just trying to be aware of our surrounding. Accepting this surrounding and being at ease in this surrounding. Take your time to settle down. And now gently bring your entire awareness from the outer surrounding to the inner self. And let's focus on the air which is passing in through the nostrils. So there's that subtle sensation of the air when it's passing in through your nose and it's going inside. Observe the breath. Be aware of every single breath you inhale and exhale. Inhale. It's a longer breath. Now we are trying to feel the breath and make it longer. Exhale. Take even longer time to exhale that breath. Now when you inhale, you see a subtle movement on the belly. The abdomen should go out with inhalation. It should sink back in with exhalation. Inhale, abdomen bulges out. Exhale, it sinks back in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue this breath and try to feel the belly. It's a very gross and the peculiar kind of sensation of the body which we can connect to. So the focus to that physical part is very easy. Try to connect and synchronize the breath with your belly and enjoy the process of this breathing. Acknowledge it, appreciate it, and accept it. Just let it happen with every single breath. The entire mind is now focused on the breath. All the thoughts are directed towards the breath. So the pace of the breathing, the sensation of the breath, the sound of the breath, the feeling of oneness, liveliness because of the breath. Being so happy for every single breath. Now we are consciously aware of our breaths, and at the same time, be aware of what's happening within, especially at the physical level. Is there any pain or ache? If there is, and the mind is going there, it's okay. Let it go. Acknowledge that pain, that it is happening. Accept that it is happening, but don't respond and react to the pain. Come back to the breath. In case it's the leg which is getting numb now, it's okay. The mind travels there. Feel that numbness. Acknowledge it. And then coming back. In case if there is no pains and aches and you really enjoy, that's even better. Let the focus on the breath be there and just enjoy the inhalations and exhalations. Fill your body with that air which is coming from outside. That's the pranavayu. It has all what you need. It is that self-healing energy. Enjoy the breaths. Now ask yourself, is there any kind of emotion I'm experiencing? Is there an emotion which is coming out of you right now? Don't suppress, don't resist. Acknowledge it. If it's just there somewhere around, observe and acknowledge that emotion. Accept that emotion. It can be an emotion which is negative energy, like fear. It's okay. Acknowledge, accept, and let go. Bring your awareness back to the breath. It can be any other emotion. So acknowledge that emotion inside of you. And with the next inhalation, feel the emotion of happiness to be able to breathe and stay alive. Feel grateful and thankful for this moment. And then the emotion of gratitude is what takes over. Gently bringing the awareness back to the breath. And now you will see the breathing is effortlessly happening. It's just there. All you need to do is take the conscious awareness towards the breath. Now, when you're taking your awareness there to the breathing, and you see that I'm not able to focus on the breath, and there's a lot of things in the mind, at that time, try to take little faster breaths. How we started in the beginning. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Just stay connected with your breath. Feel the stillness and calmness within, and try to maintain and stay. Whenever your mind is going to any kind of sensation, emotion, or thoughts, let it go. Bring it back gently, effortlessly, slowly get it back to the breath without creating any resistance, without any kind of suppression and force. Totally relaxed within, enjoying the process of this. We are on the way to meditation, and this journey itself is beautiful, not just the destination. Stay still, mind totally aware of the breath. The focus is either on your nostrils, which is subtle focus, or on your belly, feeling the air passing in and out. So for the beginner level, it's better to be on the belly, and then slowly you can get to the nostril and the sensation of the air. Choose your focus point and just stay there. Now the transition of filling ourselves with the intention and attitude of gratitude. Inculcate that gratitude within us. by being thankful for this moment, by being thankful for all we have, for being thankful for this amazing breath we are inhaling. And this breath is putting a little life in every single cell of my body. I'm so thankful for this life, for this moment, for this breath, for this experience, for all I have got in the form of family, friends, materials, accomplishments. I'm so thankful and grateful. Fill your heart with this and experience and feel the gratitude, happiness, a gentle smile on your faces. If you're really experiencing it, it is naturally bound to come. It's not something that you want to force or that you have to actually bring. It just happens. When your heart is happy, when your mind is happy, the face just shows that smile. Bringing our awareness back to the physical self, feeling the physical body, experiencing the stillness, at the same time bringing the awareness back from the deeper level to the outer level. And again, connecting back to the surrounding sounds. Try to connect to the sounds which you can hear from your surrounding. It can be even the subtle sound of air, or maybe the fan. It can be the subtle sound of someone in the next room. Anything. It can be birds, if at all they're around your house. And then gradually, very gently, bring your both the palms together in Namaskar Mudra. We are going to chant 3 Shantis, one Omkara, followed by Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then we are going to also put the intention of sharing what we have acquired today. If you have felt happiness inside, share it with everybody. If you have felt peace inside, share it with everybody. So put that little intention now in your mind that I share what I have felt with all the people around, and I bless them all to feel peace. We really need this intention a lot today. So with your from the depth of your heart, bring that intention for yourself, your family, your friends, your city, nation, and the entire world. All together, inhale a deeper breath. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibrations of the chant. Just bow down and drop your head and surrender yourself to the Mother Earth. Being grateful to this moment, to this platform, to all the teachers who have given this wisdom. And then gently rub your palms. Coming up, palming your eyes, massage your face, and with a smile, gently open your eyes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed this little glimpse of mindfulness, and I wish that one day all of us could go into the journey of meditation and have that little essence of peace, happiness, which we can feel inside of our hearts, and we can share it to maximum around.